On today's episode, we're diving in one of the most darkest and most unbelievable stories I've ever covered. I'm inside a house that once belonged to a famous country music songwriter, a man who wrote songs for some of the biggest names in the industry. Someone whose words once filled the airwaves across America, but the walls around me tell a very different story. Because this house isn't just a piece of music history, it's also tied to a murder. Years ago, the songwriter's nephew inherited this house. He was quiet, lived alone, and for a while, things seemed normal. Until one night, after returning from a trip, he walked in on his girlfriend with another man. What happened next was pure horror. In a moment of rage, he stabbed them both over 30 times. Then he came back here, still covered in blood, and waited. When police arrived, they found him sitting in this very house, hands stained, mind broken, surrounded by the remnants of a man he used to be. Some of the blood is still here, the lights still work, and almost everything has been left behind, untouched. So today, we're stepping inside this forgotten farmhouse to uncover what remains, the history, the tragedy, and the chilling silence left behind. If you're ready for this one, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and join me as we step inside the abandoned songwriter's murder house.
All right, so we're back. Welcome back, everybody. All right, so if you know me, you know the drill by now. I want to make it seem like if you were the owner, how would it feel if you were the owner walking in right through this front door? This is exactly what it would feel like. So this is the kitchen, but we're not going to go here just yet. Let's save that part for last, because I got a treat for y'all in there, a nasty, nasty treat. But this is one of the first things you see when you walk inside of this house. Now, I know the women out there, they love ceilings with, oops, stepped on that wine glass. They love ceilings like this. Women, I know y'all love ceilings like this, that with their wood exposed beams. I'm not gonna lie, I like that too. I really, really do. I genuinely like that, because it just adds some flavor to the house. But look, when you walk in here, this is what you're greeted with. A nice cream-colored sectional. Oh my goodness. Oh man, I want this thing in my house. But it does have some raccoon poop on it, which I won't show too much on camera. But if you look right here, we're still in the living room. If you look right here, it looks like these people like to drink. Not too heavy, because I don't see that many liquor bottles laying around. Not too heavy, but they did like their alcohol. And you look like you have a piece of a chessboard here, actually a full piece of chessboard. Some pieces are missing. Plastic pieces, wood on that. Oh, let's give it the marble test. Let's see if this is cold or hot. Well, it's cold to the touch, so that means it's real marble. Oh, look at this. I like this little setup with this M table here. This is cool. You got a little duck, and you have a game of... Y'all write it in the comments. Help me out here. What is this game of? I do not know. I have no idea. I forget what game that is. Oh, look at this. This is cool. You know what this reminds me of? For any wrestling fans out there, this reminds me of the WCW World Heavyweight Championship belt. Remember the big gold belt that was around in WCW? Yep, that's what it reminds me of.
So I guess everyone wants to know what's on the letter that I found right here on this end table. And it said this: 1 of 5 horses, which is their limit. The place is privately funded and is absolutely perfectly maintained. He has a 14 square foot stall and is embedded very deeply as they encourage them to lie down. They take only otherwise healthy but horses with a layman's. The farrier and the vet work together to best care for and prescribe treatment. We feel so privileged. We still have Misty, who is now 36 and doing very well. fat as ever, even with a few teeth. She eats a lot of mush. We'll probably take a retiree from Colonial Williamsburg. Richard has a 16-year-old who he wants to retire in the north as the heat bothers the horse. He rides and drives. Happy New Year, Lynn. So if I had to take a guess, this note appears to be a personal handwritten note, possibly on a Hallmark card, discussing horse care, specifically mentioned a well-kept private facility for aging or lame horses, updates about their horse Misty, and plans to take in another retired horse from Colonial Williamsburg. The letter ends with a New Year's greeting from Lynn. Let's see if we can find any other clues.
What do we have on this side? Oh, here's a rotary phone, like an old one. But like on this one, let me see. Yeah, on this one right here, you see these buttons? These are not, like, I don't even know if this was a real rotary phone. It might just be for show, because the old rotary phones, you could put your finger in it and it turned. This, you can push it. So, yeah, a little bit different. Might be a staged item, I don't know. It could have worked. Oh, and this is cool too. These people might have liked to barbecue, and this is kind of cute, so watch this. This is the flip burgers, and look at the handles. They're made out of little pigs. All right, walking into the room directly across from the living room. Don't worry about that stuff right there. That's just my bag and tripod. I had to find somewhere to put it, so you're going to see that stuff on camera sometimes. Now, this, let me stand back so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Look at this. You see this? This is what I call time capsule to the max, because you have all these books left behind. Oh, and by the way, to all of my subscribers, if y'all see anything in this section that catches your eye on a book that changed your life, let me know what it is. Did it change your life for the better? Did it change your life for the worse? I don't know. You tell me. The reason why I'm asking is because I don't really read too much. I never have, because I was always too busy being creative, making videos. And when I was younger, I used to make staged stuff with like G.I. Joes and everything like that. So I was always using my creative mind instead of actually reading. But look how cool this is. This is a magnifying glass, and it still works too. Look at that. I could tell these people loved horses. Don't know what that is. Don't know who that is. Leave it down in the comments if you know. I already looked on the back of that, and I didn't see anything. They loved horses because look at this. This is a Festival of Champions from 2001. So yeah, they do love horses quite a bit. And look at this. You have these dogs right here in front. This is like a little, I love this thing. This is like one of those little book dividers. Or book holder, I'm sorry. Got a little horse right there. And here we go. Look at that. Probably one of the people that lived here. Art treasures of the Louvre. What is this book about? I can tell these people really love to read. This is amazing. Look at that. So many artifacts. Alright, now we come over to this side, and I want to look at this newspaper, and let's see if it would tell us any good indications of when this house was possibly abandoned. Alright, so I'm looking at it right now, and I can see New York Friday. Well, that's, of course, okay, this is just the New York Times. This is the actual state that it's in. But I do see August 6th, 2010, and it looked like somebody scratched the 2010 out and wrote 2019 instead, which is not accurate, so I'm not buying it. So I want to say 2010 maybe? What is this? Stallions of the Quest, another horse book. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. We're looking at... This looks like a Christmas card or something. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's a long-haired dog. Guys, write in the comments. I forgot what kind of dog that is. But I saw a statue of that earlier. So that's probably why they had it. Picture of a horse, of course. Oh, and look at this. Look what, oh, this is the best pictures ever. Look at this. That's the house. That is the house that I'm standing in right now. Are these the siblings here? Is it the husband and the wife and everything? Wow. Who are all these people? Oh, man. Oh, I gotta read that. I gotta read that to y'all. That's the horse stable on the other side of the street. Oh, what the hell? Oh, so that's what that is. It's a horse stable.
The letter says this: I promised this photo to you 4 years ago, but I couldn't find it until today. And although it's just a copy of the original, thank goodness it's still clear and shows the clarity of the shot. America the Beautiful, it is a gift to be able to pass your way every day because your property is so beautiful. Sincerely, Denise, right up the road. P.S. I always say you're welcome to drive by us anytime.
Knacks to go through. Look at all this. Lots of mold up there too, though. Go in the kitchen and let's see what is going on in the kitchen. I said I was going to save it for last, but I am kind of saving it for the last part of the downstairs. So this is what you see when you walk in this kitchen. Nothing too spectacular, no, but here's an eye catcher for me. I do not understand this. The refrigerator, look, it has full power. And it smells a little bit too. But why would you have power going into a place like this? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't get it. This house is too far gone. Oh, there's that dog again. Told you. Followed by more horses. And you would think this would be a cat statue, because that's what it is. It looks like a cat, but it's not a statue. It's actually a candle. You light its head, flame goes down, and then it melts all the way down. Kinda creepy, but still cool. All right, so here's another newspaper. This one's a little bit current, more current, from 2015. Okay. All right, you see that? Look at that. That's what I was talking about. Across the street, that is the horse stable that belongs to this house. I don't get why they just couldn't add it on this property, but right when you cross the fence, that's the road where cars pass, and then that's the other horse stable. I do not get that. Maybe they ran out of room. It's got a big backyard though. So we figured that part out, but look at this. This is more horses. My head is basically just as tall as this. That's the ceiling. Y'all see that? Look at this. This house is way too short. I'm telling you guys, if you are above 6'2", this house is definitely not for you. Look at this though. We got a nice looking pool in the backyard. Can y'all see that? Yes, indeed. This is probably one of the prettiest backyards. Nice open green area. Looks like we have a caretaker because looks like they kind of cut the grass maybe like 3 weeks ago. Grass looks a little high, but not as high back there. And we come over to the back door. This is the back door. Nothing too much going on back here, just a bunch of pine cones everywhere. Miscellaneous patio furniture, followed by a whole bunch of cobwebs, of course. And attention to detail, you can't forget about these little knick-knack things. This is the hang stuff, and it looks like they're hanging a vacuum cleaner right on the side. Good Lord, look at all these cobwebs in this damn window. Good Lord, that is something serious. Wow. All right, guys, so y'all are gonna come upstairs with me in real time because I wanna show you how tight this actually is. I don't even know how they built this house up to code because you can easily hurt yourself going up the stairs. I already twisted my ankle once going up here. Look at this. The ceiling right here is so low you can scrape your head on it. I'm serious, dude. Look at this. All right, guys, so we just made it upstairs. I want to show you what we have up here. It's a little tight up here, so just bear with me. I do have my wide angle lens on today, so I'm going to show you the best I can, even though it's a little tight. Let me turn on my light because it's a little dark up here. This place is surrounded by a good bit of trees. Nothing too ridiculous, but they do have some bushes and everything else left behind. I don't think anybody's cutting the lawn around here.
All right, so this is one of the first things you see. Let me give you a good idea how tight it is up here. So that's the stairwell. And when you walk up here, look how tight this is. It's pretty dang tight. And the ceiling is probably around 6'4". So if you are above 6'4", you might have trouble fitting in this house. No joke. This looks like the gentleman's desk where he used to work. Actually, the husband, gotta blank that name out, and the wife. I think this is like the upstairs desk. It's a little bit tight to fit this in here, but nonetheless, it's still a really cozy setup. I like this setup because you have the window right there giving you some natural light. Not a lot, but yeah. And look at this chair. This is quite old. I like chairs like this because you just don't see them that much anymore. The leather with the brass buttons on them. I find it to be really cool. I tried to open this drawer the best I could. I don't think there's too much in here. It's like a little handle or something in there. Yeah, not too much. I do see this letter. Let me see. And then you walk in here and see all this fun stuff left behind. Looks like a lady's hat. Beautiful bedroom. I love it. There's a lot. I tell you what, at one point in time, if you could use your imagination, I know it's a little dark out, but at one point in time, that tree wasn't as tall. This room would give you so much natural light coming in at certain times of the day. I love that. This whole dresser setup I just find to be a little creepy. I don't know why, but maybe it's the leftover pictures right here that are left behind. Let me brighten that up. But look at that. That's got some mutton chops on it. Whoo, that's some big old mutton chops. But I don't know what this thing is. What is this? If somebody can enlighten us in the comments and tell us what is this thing, please tell us, because I don't know. I hate touching people's stuff like this because it's so nasty looking in there. But yeah, it looks like you have a lot of pendants around here, beads, necklaces, etc. Look at this. Whew. That is something serious right there. He's got some Wolverine mutton chops. Look at this. Wow. Got some Anison. I have no idea what that is. And I hate to touch all this stuff, and I'm probably not, but I do like all these old jewelry pieces in here and everything. Look at that. That is so cool. Look at this. They love to ski. I can tell you that much. Look at that. It's like a little figurine. You know how I know they like to ski? Watch this. You see that? Ah, figuring it out. And you could tell this was a normal couple at one point in time. And you can tell these people probably love to play golf because we have some golfing hats, or like more like sailboat hats. Port Royal. And you see this lamp here, y'all? I grew up with a lamp like that, actually. Brings back memories. It's an old gold lamp. Here's looking outside. Of course, we got this guy hanging out. He's just got his hands in his pocket. Don't know who that is, but he's got his hands in his pocket. And we have a massive pine tree covering the whole roof of this place with a whole bunch of pine needles. Freaking squirrels, I swear. And that's kind of what this looks like. And we got the bed right here. Don't know if somebody came in here after them, after they left, and made up the bed, but it's quite possible. And here we go. We have these garments with the tag still attached. What the hell? The tag's still on there. Doesn't tell me how much it costs, though. Looks expensive, if I do say so myself.
Shout out to the 1970s clock. Actually, that might be from the 60s. Look at how old that is. It's so old that at one point it looked white, but now it's beige from the sun. Look at that thing. Walking out of this room and into the next room, what in the heck do we see next? What do we see? A bathroom. I love these bathrooms where the room is slanted. Not too much going on in there. What does that say? Oh, it says winterized water shutoff. All right, so walking in here, this is the last and final room of this house. Not too much going on in here at all, unfortunately. But a pair of golf clubs and a chair with a lady's hat right next to it. And whatever this picture is, that's cool. All right, so this is their closet, from what I'm guessing. Got some belts up there, got some belts down here, mixed in with some ties. Brooks Brothers Makers. That's cool, I love that. What does that say? Irish tweed. That's cool.
And that brings us to the end of this exploration. Standing inside this house, it's hard not to feel the weight of everything that happened here. A songwriter's dream home turned into a monument of tragedy. The laughter, the music, the quiet family that once filled these walls, all replaced by silence, grief, and decay. Every object left behind tells a story. The books, the photographs, even the stains that time refused to erase. It's haunting to think that what began as a legacy of creativity and love ended in violence and loss. But that's the reality of these places. Behind every abandoned home lies a human story. One that's not always easy to hear, but impossible to forget. If you made it this far, thank you for watching and supporting what I do. Be sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment letting me know where you're watching from. And if you want to be a part of this story, consider becoming a channel member, where you get perks and get your name featured in the credits, where it belongs. Thanks for watching.